Hello, my TVC kids. Happy Sunday and Merry Happy Christmas in July. Hey, I am loving doing this. I'm loving seeing all the other places where people are celebrating Christmas in July. And I'm loving coming inside next to my Christmas tree on these hot July afternoons. So, hey guys, are you having fun with it too? Have you been drinking your hot chocolate? I know you have because your moms have told me you have. Have you guys done what I asked you to do last week? Do you guys remember what it was? Have you made your own Christmas tree? Now don't make your mom put it up, but have you drawn one? Do you remember what we talked about last week? I was thinking about this Christmas tree and I've always called it the kid Christmas tree because, you know, the fancy one, usually mom does it. Sometimes Bella would help me, but the kid one, everybody just kind of goes and do it. And I thought, you know what? It's not a kid Christmas tree, it's a memory tree because all the things that we put on this tree are just great memories for us. So I'm hoping that's what you guys will do, that your family will draw out a big Christmas tree and put some things on it that mean something to you. Maybe things you enjoy doing. I know I have soccer players out there and violin players and guitar players and drummers and dancers and swimmers and all kinds of other things that you guys love to do. Oh wait, my artists, my beautiful visual artists. I know you guys are all out there. Put something on your tree to decorate it that talks about you, what you like, and then grab mom and dad and start the memory part of it. Ask them. Remember how last week I said Isaiah and Bella were in plays when they were in high school? Mom, Dad, what did you do when you're in high school? It's even a great time to call your grandparents and ask them, what did they do when they were in school? What was their favorite thing to do growing up? Christmas is one of my favorite times. And so on our memory tree, I thought this week we would talk about travel, all right? Now, we're not getting to travel very much, but we sure do have happy memories of traveling. So let me show you a couple of ornaments that talk about traveling with our family. So this first one here, it has a coffee machine on it. It's a little cart. Can you guess whose ornament that is? Yep. That's Mr. Isaiah. He loves coffee and he loves going to Paris. That's one of his happy places. He goes to Paris and there's beautiful little cafes. Basically, anywhere Isaiah travels, there's beautiful little cafes. In Australia, in Iceland, in Brazil, everywhere he goes, he finds great coffee in a little cafe. So this is his. And then Isabella, if you had to pick one place that would be her absolute favorite, it's London, England. And here's our double-decker bus, which is so fun to ride in, but also Westminster Abbey. Have you ever heard of that? It's the most beautiful, glorious church. And in it, there's flags that represent knights, and there's poets, and there's kings and queens, all buried inside the building. It's an amazing place. It's an amazing place of history, but it's also an amazing place of worship. So I hope you guys could go there sometimes. Bella loves London, and when she's in London, she's very close to Oxford, probably her very favorite place. So these are some of their travels. This one down here is for me and Mr. Chris. See how it's made out of beechwood? This is a Christmas tree made out of wood that was like driftwood off the beach. Guess where we love to go? The beach. 30A, it's our place. So we love to go to the beach, so we have that little Christmas tree. But again, most important, let's get to our real story. Are you guys ready? Snuggle up, blankets up, hot chocolate ready? Let's see where we're at in our story. 'Twas the night of first Christmas. Now, I chose travel because our characters in this book for this page are also travelers. Can you think of who those are? Who had to travel from afar? Do you remember? We've talked about Mary. We've talked about Joseph. We've talked about the angel. We've talked about the shepherds. Who were the travelers? It's the wise men. The 3 wise men traveled from afar. You know, I was going to wear some crowns, and then I found this, and I just could not resist. What do you guys think? All right, here we go. We are the wise men, numbered 1, 2, and 3, and we traveled from a land too far away to see. We followed the star, because that's what we do, and found baby Jesus, coo, but never expected animals who moo. Do you think they expected to end up in a stable with cows mooing? And they saw baby Jesus cuckoo. Some call us wise and some call us kings, but most of the time All you hear about are the things that we brought to the child so precious and new. He is the king, this much is true. But to us he is more, and we vowed to protect the birth of God's son when Herod would object. So we left on a path no one else knew, and would no longer spy for Herod, who would bring end to the life of our new baby friend. So Herod, he did not like the idea that baby Jesus was going to be the king, right? Here's the three wise men. They followed the star. That was their job. They loved to look at the stars and learn things from the stars. And they followed. They came so far riding on those camels, right? And they got to baby Jesus. They saw the star. They bowed down before him. And they said, this is the true king. We would never tell Herod where he is. So they took a different path, and they told Mary and Joseph, don't go that way. Herod wants to come and find Jesus. And he did not have a good plan. So they protected baby Jesus. There were so many things that God had just put in place. He was going to make sure that Jesus was there, worshiped as the king, just like he is now. All right? Jesus came as a baby and died on the cross for us. His purpose was there, and it was fulfilled the whole way through. And every day we could celebrate Christmas because we are Christians. We are the ones who love Christ. And so I hope you guys will think about this week and think about, how do you love Jesus? What would you have done if you had gone and bowed before him? And can you bow before him in worship today? The answer is yes, you can, right? Bow before and worship God every day. Let's get to our action words. Are you ready? All right. So now I love being in class with you because you guys yell these out so loud. So I won't really hear you, but your mom and dad will. So here's what I want. They may be off getting a cup of coffee or something. When I say love like, I want you to scream it so loud that your parents come running in to see what you're talking about, okay? So love like Jesus. You're right. Love like Jesus. I hope that was really loud. We want to love people with a whole heart, with everything we have. We want to love people the way Jesus loves them. All right? Proclaim like the angels. Yes. Did they just come down and say, oh, I'd like to tell you? No, Gabriel came down and told Mary and Joseph, and that huge group of angels came down to the shepherds. Angels, that's their main job, is to proclaim and tell people about Jesus and then to worship him. Wow, what a great job. I hope you're telling people about Jesus. All right, what's the next one? Believe like the shepherds. We love that they were faithful and they believed in him. We're on to this one. You ready? Give like the wise men. All right, remember it said, the little poem said that people really talk about the things. Do you remember what those things were? There's 3 of them. Raise your hand if you remember. All right, say them loud. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh, right? All right, they brought not just something they found. They brought the best things they could bring. They wanted to bring their best to Jesus, just like we should bring our best to Jesus, right? Now, most of you don't have gold, frankincense, and myrrh sitting in your living room, do you? You might, and I know you have frankincense oil. Some of you even have myrrh oil. All right, but you don't have a chest full of gold and a chest full of frankincense and myrrh that you're bringing to them, right? So what I want you to do is think about what is your best. What is the best thing you can give? Thinking about it? Think about it, think about it. All right, so I started thinking about it. I don't have a big chest of gold, but I have a yard full of flowers. And I love to be able to put those in a jar and just put them on my neighbors' steps, they're in their porches. Could you do that this week? Another thing I love is getting art. I have so much kid art in my house. I love it so much because every time I look at it, I think about that person gave it to me. And then, you know what I have in my garden? I have little stones that kids have painted for me. And maybe they turned them into ladybugs, or maybe they turned them into butterflies. I love getting art that way. What about cards? Who's gotten mail recently? Anybody? I'm going to tell you a secret. You're going to get some mail from me pretty soon. But send a card. Send a card to your grandma. Send a card to your friends. Surprise somebody with a card. So easy to do. And there's one more thing I was thinking about. You know, Bella and I, we walk every day during this quarantine. And at the beginning, it was so cool because everybody was out in the yard and the sidewalks were just covered in sidewalk chalk. And they're not covered anymore. Everything's washed away. Well, the yards are still pretty, but there's no more messages on the chalk. And I thought, you know what would be fun? What if we could give somebody the message of Christ? All right, what can we give to them to tell them about Jesus? And I thought, what if we took chalk, you and me, and we just wrote, you are loved. Then every person that walks by would know that they are loved by someone. They would start to think about it. Who loves like this? Who loves like this? Jesus loves like this, right? Let's give the message that Jesus gave to us. Let's proclaim the message that Jesus gave to us. Let's believe that Jesus came for every single one of us. All right? And let's give that message to our friends. So this week, see if you can find some chalk. Go out to your sidewalk, or maybe just make a little banner or a sign and put it on your window. Just say, you are loved, and see how people react. All right? I love you guys. And next week, I'm going to see you in the parking lot at Hillsboro Village. All right? If you guys could come between 2:30 and 4, I would love to see you and toss you a t-shirt, give you a wave. You are loved. We love our neighbors. That's what the t-shirt says. Love your neighbors just like Jesus loves each one of us. So I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you'll spend some time making a Christmas tree full of memories. Talk to your moms, dads, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas. Find out about your family. Make it a family memory tree and share with somebody that they are loved. You got lots of work to do this week, don't you? You could do it. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll see you later.